Hey guys, I'm here finally. I have to tell you, you can ask Neil and Will and Abby. I have given the YouTubers a really hard time about how much money they make and they get paid for doing nothing. Well, for the last probably 4 hours, I've been working on the B video that will also be up on the page. And it's not easy editing videos, I have to admit to that. So it'll probably take me another few hours to edit this video. So especially doing it outside, and you're going to hear traffic go by. For us to be in quarantine, we got lots of traffic on Highway 68. But I really just wanted to be outside. It's a beautiful day. We've got trees behind me that are blooming, and I just wanted to share the beauty with you. So the devotion for today, I've really been praying about what to talk to you guys about because there's so many topics, especially with Easter coming up. But the topic that keeps coming to my heart is the topic of trust. That is something that I think we all are challenged with, just like with fear. Like we talked about last week, trust is another one of those hard words to comprehend and what that means in your Christian life. Well, I recently read a devotion that to the kids, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was really good talking about trust. The Bible account we are going to read about today comes from the chapter of Luke. Luke focuses a lot about Jesus's healings, probably because Luke was known as a physician, and for him that was something that really inspired him, was how Jesus was able to heal. So this Bible account comes from Luke chapter 8 verses 40 through 42. This is the first part. It says, "Now when Jesus returned, a crowd welcomed him, for they were all expecting him. Then a man named Jairus, a ruler of the synagogue, came and fell at Jesus' feet, pleading with him to come to his house, because his only daughter, a girl of 12, was dying." So Jairus was a respected man, and Jairus fell on his face at Jesus' feet. He was desperate. Have you ever been desperate? I know I have. And Jairus knew that Jesus had power. Not really sure he quite understood yet where that power came from. But his only hope was in Jesus. I'm sure Jairus was in a hurry. He was anxious to get Jesus back to his daughter so that she could be healed because she was very sick. And Jesus went with him, but Jesus got a little sidetracked. Now, in our minds, and probably in Jairus' minds too, he was thinking, "What are you doing? I need you to come." But one thing I wanted to point out that this devotion pointed out is that Jesus doesn't do things based on our timing. Sometimes it takes him longer than we would like. He may not be as early as we want him to be. Here comes a truck. Hold on. But this is the part I want you to hear. But Jesus is never late. So he may not be as early or on time like we think he should be, but he is never late. He always does things at just the right time. Jesus is on his way to heal, but he gets sidetracked. So let's hear about what sidetracked him. It says, as Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house, the crowds almost crushed him. And a woman who was there, who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak, and immediately she was healed. "Who touched me?" Jesus asked. When all had denied it, Peter said, "Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you." But Jesus said, "Someone touched me." Okay, listen, Jesus paused. He was in a hurry to get somewhere, but he also made time for this person because he knew they needed his touch. He said, "Someone touch me. I know power has gone out from me." Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. In the presence of all the people, she told why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. Listen to what Jesus said. He said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." So I'm sure this lady, who had been bleeding for as long as the girl, Jairus' daughter, had been alive for 12 years, needed Jesus' healing. I'm sure she was embarrassed. She was probably ashamed. She was frustrated because she couldn't get help from anyone, but she also, just like Jairus, knew that Jesus was the only one that could heal her. It says in the devotion, it said, instead of embarrassing her, Jesus did not ignore her. He has more important things to do. So Jesus stops and cares for her. He heals her, accepts her, and calls her a special name. Did you get that? He called her daughter. He tells her to go in peace. She came to Jesus to get her body healed, but he did that and far more. He healed her soul and made her forever a follower, a daughter of the King. This was probably a serious holdup for Jairus. Jesus was supposed to be racing to heal Jairus' daughter. There wasn't much time. I'm sure Jairus had some questions himself. We continue on with the story in Luke 8:49 through 56. It says, while Jesus was speaking, someone came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue ruler, and told Jairus, "Your daughter is dead. Don't bother the teacher anymore." Hearing these words, Jesus said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid. Trust me, and she will be healed." When they arrived at the house, Jesus did not let anyone go in, but Peter, John, and James, and the child's father and mother. Meanwhile, all the people were wailing and mourning for her. "Stop wailing," Jesus said. "She is not dead, but asleep. My child, get up." Her spirit returned, and at once she stood up. Then Jesus told them to give her something to eat. I want to share the last part of the devotion because I thought it was really good, and I'm afraid I will say it wrong, so I'm going to read that. It says, even in this dire life and death situation, Jesus won't be hurried, and he's never worried. Ignoring what they said, Jesus simply said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid, just believe." Jesus is not saying, "I don't like to be rushed." He's saying, "I won't be hurried because I love you. Trust me." Waiting can be hard. Waiting to get out of quarantine, waiting for life to go back to normal, waiting. We're in a time of waiting right now, and it's hard. But this is what I want you to remember from this devotion. God's timing often looks different from ours. He's in no rush. He's perfectly in control. We can often feel like Jairus, but Jesus says to us, "Be patient. I want to show you my glory in ways you can't imagine." Jesus takes us at the moment that we are in by the hand. When we're in the dark places, when we're wondering, when is life going to get back to normal? What will normal even look like? He reminds us that we can trust him and wait on him patiently because he's loving and knows what he is doing. Jesus is fully wise and always makes the right decisions. He's never hurried, always has time, and always does what's best. Guys, we aren't really sure what is going on, but I know, and I ask that you know and trust God in this, and know that we are being watched over, we are being protected, we are in the palm of His hand. And whether we get this virus or we don't get this virus, we are loved by God, that He has a plan for us, and that we can trust Him. And we know without a doubt that God makes beautiful things from bad situations. He is at work even though we can't see Him. I promise you, He's at work. So trust Him this week. You will be getting devotions from other leaders reminding you of what it's like and what trusting God looks like, especially during these times. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Bye.